It's the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome back to the School of Marvelous Light. We've been busy today, huh? Well, I just thought I'd share with the little flock how the grandson is feeling right now, which is amazing. I am feeling amazing. I am glad and I am joyful for many things, but especially for the love from one brother to another that I myself have witnessed. That makes me rejoice. It brings me happiness because that's the golden rule, that we look out for one another. In other words, it's all kind of ways that we can say it, but it's that we take care of one another, man, because if Yahusha had collected us today, all of us who are listening to this message, if he had collected us in a group, we could visibly see each other, and we were standing before him, and he was done teaching us, and he was preparing to leave, and we were going to go back to our lives and go back to what we were doing. What do you think the last words he would give us? What do you think they would be? I can attest to you that he would say, love each other as I have loved you. I bear witness that that is what he would tell us all. And we would go back to our mundane lives with that in our hearts. Love my neighbor. That's what he told me. The pinnacle of his words. Because they bring joy to a heart. They make a barren wasteland burst forth instantly with fruit. And that's the heart when it's barren and broken because of the vicissitudes of life that stress us all out. But if we band together, like I've seen today, because I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to tell you in my own little way, because I've picked up the way that I talk through all of the places that I've been. And I've been many places and all over this world. And I'm thankful to my earthly father for giving me that experience as a child, keeping me near to him, raising me up into a man, and in all that time, taking me to all these different places to experience all these different cultures and be traveled as a young man. Because it taught me that no matter where you go, grandson, the principle stands the same. So no matter who you're looking at, whether it was when I was in the Philippine Islands and I was looking at those Filipinos and my best friend, a Negrito Filipino in the Philippine Islands named Alvin, and his mother named Joy, who looked after me when my parents were working. My best friends. And though outwardly we looked similar, but not exactly the same, we had our differences. But the principle stood the same, that we love each other and we take care of each other and we feed each other with our own bare hands, because there's no shame in that. Joy taught me that it's no shame in pulling a stool up to the stove and squatting on it to cook your dinner. It doesn't mean any less of you because of that, because it's still made with love. Taste it. Here, taste it. And then you go years later and you live on a farm in the country in a little place called Portales, New Mexico. And now you're around a bunch of Native Americans and Mexicans and country white folks. And you're very much an anomaly as a so-called black family with a mother and a father, with a daughter and a son, and their grandmother in tow, to come and be house parents to a family of orphans. And I learned as I grew there as a kid to become friends with those orphans and learn them. And they came from all walks of life. And the principle stood the same. Love each other. One of my best friends named Richard Calderon, called him JR, and his brother Dominic. Those were my friends, my best friends. But JR especially. Mexican, Ephraim, Issachar to be exact. He and I were playing basketball one day, and we got into a fight, and we're throwing blows at each other and wrestling and rolling on the ground. About 9 years old at this time. And my father grabs me, and he lifts me into the air with such force, I couldn't believe it. And he looked me in my eye and he says, "What are you doing?" And I started to point my finger at JR, and he shook me and he said, "What are you doing?" And I didn't understand it at the time, but now I do. And I'm thankful for the rod of correction, because it comforts me now. Because when you're a child, you don't understand, but when you become a man, you understand then. My father said, "You don't do that to your friend. You don't hurt your friend." And he was right. And we made up. And we played on the same basketball team. It's a picture of us to this day. I don't know where it is. I've lost it along the way. I've lost a lot of things along the way. But one thing I didn't lose is the principle. And my parents, who sought to do well for their children, stay an intact family, stay married and raise their children and do right, raise them in the admonition of the Lord. They tried to keep us out of the streets, so they would take me to live in the suburbs, places like Troy, Michigan, and Rochester Hills, Auburn Hills. Those are all suburbs of the Detroit metro area, but they're the nice places. My father, who was a robotic engineer, took us out there, and we were able to live out there. And so I dwelt amongst, once again, a very vast, diverse people, going to school with them. Indians and Pakistanis and Arabs and Chaldeans and Negroes and white people and all kinds, Chileans and Peruvians, all kinds of people. And I started dancing. And in the midst of dancing, people came together from all those different racial groups I told you about to form a group. And I danced with this group through my younger years into my young adulthood. And we stayed friends all those years. And I just described to you, they were from very diverse places: Koreans, Indians, Arabs, Negroes, whites. And Abba has always placed me in these places to show me the truth of the matter. And I'm grateful for it. Though it wasn't comfortable at times, because I admit to you, before the world, I admit it, that my people are always the most hated in all of those situations and the most looked down on. And those groups of people I just described to you, even they come together to all look at the Negro this way. And even though I described to you how I had a dance group and I danced with those kids, one of them, good friend of mine during my high school years, Chris Lee, me and him were an integral part of starting this group together, Korean kid. And I've told this story before, but one day I'm at his house practicing with him, and his mother comes home and tells him that I have to leave. So this is what I'm describing to you. My mother would never do that. But you see, it's done to us because we're the most hated people. It's just the truth of the matter. But through that, I still saw that me and Chris had what we had. And even through the years growing up and getting married, I was able to go to his wedding. His mother was there. I shook her hand. I don't know if she knew if I was the same kid that she told to leave 10 years prior. But I was him. But me and him danced at his wedding and had fun. They were serving a bunch of Korean food that, whoo, boy. I tell y'all right now, I'm not saying nothing against the Koreans, but y'all got some very interesting cuisine. I tell you that right now. I ain't never been to a wedding reception where they serve sea cucumber. I'm like, okay, what's this little pigeon looking dude? I know it's a pigeon or something because I can see his whole skull with the beak intact. He's fried, but I can see his eye sockets and everything. Grandma never cooked no bird that had that part connected like that fried up. Y'all feel what I'm saying? I'll be right back. Now, as I was saying, he brought me through all of that and took me all of these different diverse places to show me that the principle stays the same no matter what I'm looking at. You see? No matter what I'm looking at. And when I'm looking at the image of the Most High, I have to respect it as such. And the image of the Most High is a thought and feelings. And so when I'm dealing with another person, that's actually what I'm dealing with, is their thoughts and feelings. Am I bringing life to their world of thoughts and feelings, which is the kingdom of heaven, or am I bringing death to it by how I treat them? So the principle stood the same. And like I said, I'm very joyful right now because tomorrow or whenever, maybe tonight, who knows, but I'm going to go to my landlord and I'm going to say, the little flock said, what up? Okay? You tried to surround the grandson and they stood up behind me like some troops and was like, why are you messing with the grandson? Why you doing that? They was like, yeah, grandson, you got to pay, man. You got to pay. I'm like, okay. Thomas said, what up? Huh? He said, why you messing with me? CJ said, what up, landlord? Why you messing with the grandson? I'm just trying to hear the good news and you disrupting that. Messing with his thoughts and feelings with some 3D stuff that don't matter. Jenny said, what's up with you, landlord? Why you messing with a man that's just preaching the good news, huh? Trying to distract us. So render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's. Now bye-bye, back to laying in the green pasture chewing on some green grass. And that's why I feel good, because the little flock said, what up? Brotherly love said, what up to the problem. Stood up there like some troops. You see? And that's going to make any soldier feel good. When he's on the battlefield and he's shooting his rifle, right? And just imagine yourself in this case and then you'll feel that zeal that's going to come up in you. You a Marine and you and your platoon and got all ambushed. So at this point, it's kind of every man for themselves. And you seeing a lot of Marines fall around you, but you fighting on and you've been wounded, but you still able to fight and move. So you fighting for your life. And then all of a sudden in the distance, it gets quiet. And you're like, wow, it's over, I've done it. But through that smoke, you start to see a whole lot of enemy coming towards you. I mean, a whole horde. And you're like, this has to be like 5,000 people. What am I gonna do? I'm using that number for a reason. That gotta be like 5,000 people. What am I gonna do? So just imagine this is you. And you looking down and you only got a little bit of ammo left. You're like, damn, I thought it was over, but it just got worse. And they start to close in on you where you're fighting and you're slaying the enemies. They're coming towards you, a big horde like zombies. And then all of a sudden you start to hear some next to you to the left and some to your right. And then behind you, you hear some mortar fire like and you like, hold on, they're my soldiers. They're my allies. My brothers of love. The ones that care. The ones that's heart still beating warm. Just like mine. Just like he said. The ones that's alike gonna sit together at the lunch table. And now I see the lunch table, so I'm sitting at it, and the food that they serving there is real good. So I'm gonna sit there and laugh, just like I used to laugh in Lunch C when I was at East Detroit High School with my friends. I'm gonna laugh because we just learning here at the School of Marvelous Light. Why they want to tax us? Oh yeah, Roman. I forgot. The clay is mixed with some iron. Dang, I forgot. People still is greedy. People still is wanting for theyself. Dang. You see? So that horde keep coming. But as you see your friends next to you firing them shots, I'm like, dang, Jenny got a lot of ammo. She laying them nigga down. Damn, look at CJ over there firing. Wow, look at Thomas. I didn't know he could do that. He got grenades and everything. I'm feeling all of these feelings. And I'm like, well, the Bible says one shall chase 1,000. That's why I ain't dead yet. Because it's only been thousands and then another horde of thousands and another horde of thousands. So I be taking care of them. But then, like I said, 5,000 came. Uh-oh. Grandson, you surrounded. What you gonna do? I was on in that pit firing down to my last ammo. Ran out of ammo. Was like, uh-oh. But just like he said, when it looks like there's no way, I create a way. Reinforcements. Come to the front line, please. 2 shall chase 10,000. So what is 5,000 to 5 of us? Well, we just proved it. Damn. Yeah, we just proved it. Because like I said, I'm just waiting to see the lady again. So that, watch this, y'all. And I'm not boasting because I didn't do this. You guys did it. I'm going to tell you what you did. You took a man that had told you this morning that he felt hurt because somebody insulted him about his value as a person, as a man. You ain't no value. You're purposeless, not knowing what I'm doing. What you guys see what I'm doing. She doesn't know what's being done, nor does she care, because all she cares about is the money. People are still greedy, grandson. So you got to be patient. Just got to be patient. But as you can see, 5,000 can't do nothing. When you got more than 2, they couldn't do nothing with 2 of us. When you got more than 2, 10,000 can't do nothing. 20,000 can't do nothing. Because 3 gonna chase 100,000, y'all. So they in bad shape. I want to tell the enemy that right now. I know you was mad because I was telling the little flock all these beautiful words. So you try to swim over here and say, strike the shepherd, and the sheep will be scattered. And they tried to strike. But the reinforcements came through, and the medic came through and patched the wound up. I told y'all, the irony of it all is really beautiful. See, I had a wound of hurt, and then a German man came and patched my wound like a soldier on a battlefield. He patched it with his words. And then I read it to you guys. And when you hear his words, then you can see why it patched the wound. So the medic came and helped me. Then the reinforcements came in with the ammo and shot down Caesar. Yes, render unto Caesar the things that are his. Now back to what you were saying, grandson, right thought, so we can render unto God the things that are his. And I'm loving it. I'm loving every minute of it, y'all. I am. And I feel great. I feel wonderful. And I feel relieved. And I feel calm. And I feel serene. And I feel powerful. And it is all due to brotherly love. Simple as that. I'm not going to lie. I'm only going to tell the truth of what I have witnessed. I'm only going to tell you the truth. This is what I can give you. Is this truth? And my job is to not lie to you. That's it. And if I do that, then hopefully a workman is worthy of his hire. And the laborers are few. But if you see a laborer, then he's worthy of his hire. The world don't understand that because they don't see this as work. Well, then what does he mean about the laborers are few? There's a lot of laborers in the world. Shit, what you talking about? Everybody working. So what you mean the laborers are few? The laborers in the kingdom of the thoughts and feelings of your life. People that tend to that garden. They're laboring as gardeners, husbandmen. You see? And they're worthy of their hire, but like he said in the word, it goes unseen and unnoticed in a hidden place. But nonetheless, I rejoice today, and I thank y'all, man, for helping a brother out, because I straight up needed it, because the strain was on me, y'all. I'm telling you, I was really like, what's going on here? This is a little bit strange. Oh, this coming at me at one time. This is, But joy cometh in the morning, just like he said, and I'm living proof of it. Told you last night I went to sleep like, I woke up like, Y'all feel me? So y'all have a blessed night, man. And hopefully I continue to bless you as you all have blessed me. And I can keep giving you what I got. Just like the song said. Silwan, Mr. Allah.